because if it fires right here, then our window is hidden. And so you'll have the situation of a message box popping up before the window pops up. And since our message box is a return the result, the code's going to freeze right here until we answer that. Now, we ought to come out here, and I just noticed this as well. We need to say PB message and say yes or no, right? So otherwise, all this is ever going to return is the OK button. Putting this out here allows us to have yes, no, or yes, no, cancel. So, okay, let's go ahead and run this and let's see what we get. There goes the compile. And we got our screen first, and then we get our message. Okay, so pay attention. That's important. It may seem trivial at this point, but as you're putting these in here, they will fire in the order that you put them in the queue, and they fire down here in this section of code. They can't really fire up here. So if you have a whole bunch of stuff that you're setting on a screen, the code up here doesn't interact with it, doesn't happen at this exact point in time. You'll get all of this code to finish before the first of the post events fire. I've actually run into issues with that. So I wanted to point that out to you. And now we can say yes or no. So if I said yes, what's going to happen? I believe I put in a debug that says done. So yes, we've just seen now how from our code we can simulate a GUI interaction from the user. And that's very important to know how to do. And you can simulate literally every single event that a user can do, you can do from code with post event. Now, post event has many flavors. You have a post event and you can do menu and you can click menu items. Okay, there's menu. Whoops, there's menu. You can do all kinds of things. That's a very, very, very important thing to know how to do when you're building an application. So at the moment, okay, so I just wanted to interject that here. So let's come down here and let's move forward with our discussion on what happens when people do things and how do you capture it to do it. So let's come in here and say, okay, a normal thing that you would do on the change of a combo box is not that. You're going to use these variables that I set up earlier. So we're going to say index, right? Index equals get gadget state. Get gadget state of, oops, I always end up doing that, don't I? Okay, so we're going to come down here and we're going to get gadget state of our combo box. Now, remember, index values, when you get the state, if the index is greater than -1, all right, and what is -1? -1 is nothing is selected, right? So, and if, so if they've actually made a selection, then we want to get our ID. And ID equals, remember we put that in get gadget item data. All right. And that's going to want our what gadget and then what item. Well, our item is index. All right. Now, this is basically the exact opposite of what we did when we were out here, maybe it was here. Here you go. Here we set gadget item data. We supplied our combo box. And then we went to the last record, the record that we just inserted in there, and we put a key value of 1. Okay. And normally that would be your database key to that specific record in the database. So here we're getting that record back. So we're getting that value back from what they selected. And let's go ahead and just throw it into the debug log, right? So debug, and let's do, I don't think I need to actually do a lot of this anymore than the current versions of PureBasic. If you start with a string and you add an ID to it or add a number, he's going to automatically give the string of the number, but old habits are hard to die. So combo atmosphere, right? Is going to be this. Okay, atmosphere ID is that. Okay, so that makes a lot of sense. So now let's go ahead and run our code. And if you remember, I defined index and ID earlier when I was setting up the event IDs. I went ahead and put them up here so you can have them to use. I'm doing everything normally on a database table, so I use those values all the time. So let's run our application, and lo and behold, let's see. Oh, did I comment that out? If I do this, now we're on at the atmosphere ID 2. Did I comment this out up here? Oh my God, I did. I forgot all about that. I wanted that guy to fire. Okay, so there we go. So now we're on ID. It shall automatically kick up ID 1. And then there that is. And then when we do this, we go to 3, we go to 4, and we go to 2. So now we can track what they're doing. So now, let's say, without getting too terrible about things, let's come down here and say names. Let's say you want to make sure no matter what the person does, we want to make sure that, oh, no, that won't work, because if we wanted to guarantee uppercase, you come back here and you select name, and then down here in all the things you can cause to happen is you can force numeric. I can force it to be a password. Now, a password is star, star, or dot, 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 dot. See how the name changes up here? If we did numeric, that would, oops, wait a minute, can't select both of those. Now, he just leaves it, but numeric is one of those that bites you in the butt, because numeric means the only thing they can enter is 0 through 9. They can't put a decimal point. They can't do negative numbers. They can't do plus. All they can do is numbers. So if you want those sorts of characters, then there's quite a number. There's a string gadget out there that people have built that you can use instead of this text field. So be aware of that issue. You can make things read only. You can force lowercase, uppercase. You can get rid of the border on it. I'm not sure why, but you can. You can have it centered text. You can have it right and left. You can actually bring it in and do multi-line, which is really handy. Now, be aware also that all of these options down here that begin with pound ES underscore, those are Windows only. He's actually calling into the Windows API for those fancier settings. Those are not PureBasic gadget controls. Okay. Let's see. Right now, let's go ahead and leave it at that. But what we can do is say this. How about this? We'll come in here and say, let's go ahead and close that down. Let's put our event type in. See, you're going to type that so many times, your head is going to spin. So let's see. Let's come in here and say when that changes, this will be cute. Let's come in here and do a debug that says name equals and let's see, that would be get gadget text. Get the gadget text of string name. Now, that's something we haven't gotten into yet also. So what we're doing here is there's this lovely command, you'll use it often, and that's get gadget text. That's literally asking for what is the text of this gadget. Now, there's get gadget item text, there's get gadget text.